Hello again. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have some, I'd say, a little big announcements to make, a few of them. Well, they're more like product features that I want to share. But I just think that each of these features are just vectors of possibilities. And that just is super exciting as a builder, as someone who works in the technology kind of industry. And also as a consumer, right? As just a person living life. And I think what's happening is right now we're seeing so many cool examples of AI, but they're, in terms of like, how does it impact our daily life, really? Right now, not so much. Because if you think about it, for the most part, people work at companies that are not yet using AI all the time. And so, like, the use cases for AI are mostly on the consumer side, where we're just people, we're internet users, we are customers, right? We go places, we buy things, we eat food, kind of just like what we all have in common. And there's just so many different ways that if you applied AI, you could like enhance some part of your daily life. And that doesn't always have to be at work. It doesn't always necessarily have to be at work. So there are just things in our free time, which we have more of than our working time. Well, the time we're awake when we're not asleep, the time we're not at work, all those free hours are just where we like to explore. We like to download apps. We like to check websites, we like to get updates, all these different things. And just like, it's like leisure time, sure, free time, you can call it that, sure. I'm not really sure what you call that. Like, it's not that it's not productive, right? We're using the word productivity, and it doesn't necessarily mean that when we're not working in a job that we don't want some part of our life to be more productive, or we would like to get some enhancement. We would like to make something easier, faster, better, cheaper, right? Just for our own like use cases. So, I say that to say this. ShopBirdy AI is what I believe is going to be a probably almost guaranteed what the future of shopping is going to look like. And we're building it right now, and you can experience it. And here's a quick thing I'll just mention. If you're a subscriber to this channel on YouTube, you will be eligible to test some of these features, try them out, give feedback, just use them, benefit from them. Okay, so it's not that it's not a soft launch, because we're not yet quite launching, but it's still pre-release, but it's getting close. I mean, it's really just, you could polish it more, you could do different things, but I think some of these features are super, super cool. So let's just walk you through some of them, okay? So we're gonna go with, this is ShopBirdy connected to the internet, okay? People can't access it just yet, but this is connecting to the ShopBirdy GPT, I guess you could call it, or you could call it like a version of Bert, the transformer. It is a base level foundational model that was fine-tuned on a specific data set that we were able to curate and then enhance. So we added other details to this. So when we look at our products, these are things you would buy for everyday use, right? Drinking glasses, cookware, a cup, a dish, right? Maybe a mop to clean your floors, those kinds of things. So just a mat, right? A rug or something like that, right? Could even be like a yoga mat. It could be lots of different things, right? Musical instruments. There's just so many different possibilities when you're talking about it as just a consumer, right? Like, I'm looking for my everyday essentials, yes, but I also want to find fun, cool, stylish things that will make my living space just more like my perfect home, I guess. So we're starting with home. Most of it is like home living kind of products, but this can definitely expand. But the key thing here is there's no database, so it's all running super fast as a model, and there's lots of internet components to it. But this is an example of how fast, right, you can get results when you search from a ShopBirdy model. But that's just kind of very high level. Users don't need to care about that. They just want a great experience. So it doesn't matter if it's from a database or if it's from machine learning model or a transformer. I mean, it's all cool, but at the end of the day, what's the experience? So you'll notice that one of the design elements that I updated here was to create a card format that looks and feels like you would see in the social media, right? Because in social media, all the big advertisers are e-commerce companies. And when you go to the e-commerce website, it doesn't feel anything like a social media. So I was like, okay, they're trying to build ad formats into social media that feel more native, but it's still different. It's still a different thing. So what if we could actually think of each of our products has a profile? It has a profile, okay? It's like a social network for products, for things, and it will have an AI to it. So when I click this chat button, I want to talk to this Ocean Plaza glass. I want to ask what can you tell me about it, about that product? ShopBirdy, one of the ShopBirdies, because all the different birdies are different agents and they do different things on the team of the birdies, and they will go out, find out about this product, and tell you everything about it. They're like your sales team if you're selling products. The ShopBirdy can actually answer a question in any language about almost anything. Okay, so that's pretty incredible. So if I just have questions about this product, I can ask ShopBirdy, or I can ask that product if that product wants to chat with me. But this is a card here that integrates also add to cart. So I can click this. If I say I want to buy that, I can click that. Right now, this cart has another awesome feature, which is this is a smart cart. It has AI integrated into it. Now, right now, I can't really check out, but I can add products to my list, and I can create my own vibe card. Okay, this is like shopping inspiration card. I used the products in my shopping cart in my bag, and I made it into this collage with all the different products laid out, and I can see how it looks like together as a set in my life, in my environment. So that's really, really cool. Now this uses AI, of course, to generate that model, but how amazing is it that I can just tell it what these objects in my bag or in my wish list or in my cart are, and I can ask AI to help me create something from that. It could be a shopping journey, it could be a wish list, it could be a shopping list, it could be anything that you want to make as a set. Once you have this set, you can create these visuals, these images, and you can download this. And soon we are gonna let you share your vibes into the feed, product feed. Okay, this is the product feed. This is not finished yet, but this is using kind of like scrolling, a kind of a scrolling style UI, just like TikTok. Okay, just like on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Reels, you can scroll. And this one is like autopilot product feed. So what this means is that you don't have to type anything if you don't want. If you don't know what you're looking for, you need help to make up your mind, or you want some inspiration, discovery, you will go to this product feed feature, and you will just allow it to generate for you dynamically any list. Doesn't matter. Just show me cool things. I just want to see interesting things. And when I see something that I like, and I say, ooh, I want this. It's a basket. Let's get this. I need this kind of basket. Okay, now we have the product detail card. Now, right now, this is like an estimated price using different sellers, online stores that sell this price. We can have our own idea of a price. It's not the official price, but it is a rough idea of the price. If I want to, This is a new great feature for ShopBirdy. You can search the web for that product from ShopBirdy. Now you want to buy that online. Where can I buy it online? You will send the ShopBirdies. Oh, cannot find anything about this product online. So we're gonna try some other products. Maybe this is doesn't have a website. It doesn't have a social media account. It doesn't have an email. So AI can't find this product, right? Sometimes. Anyways, that's fine. We're gonna check a different product here soon. I can just scroll and I can just auto load new products. All right, new products. Now my system is still running just in a test mode. So this can be improved, the speed and how fast we search. But you can get a new set of products on a new idea, like a new category, a new tag, a new season, a new theme, a new concept. You can just automatically search. So now you don't have to do so much of the work, because when you go to, I don't really want to go into any specific website, but let's just say any e-commerce website out there, you have to dig through so much of their UI menu. There's most of the menu is all most of the UI, the desktop, the website layout is all this menus. And I like to see nice pictures. I like to see, before I buy something, let me lay it out almost like a baseball card, all right, or a Pokemon card. Let me see all of these products. And then I don't want to just make the decision with no other context. Let me put everything into context. So if I want to compare different products or how it's going to fit into my life, I can do that. Okay, that's the example of the product feed. It will just keep searching for new things and you'll just discover it. Like, wow, that's cool. What is that product? Show me that. We don't mind to spend 1 second or half a second just looking at one of these products. It's just interesting. We will be happy to do that. So that is the product feed. This is like a TikTok style. And then when you actually make it like responsive, when you shrink it down to, let's say you want to use it on your mobile app, then it looks like this, right? Oh, that's cool. Let's ask AI about that. And then you can talk with AI and it will tell you anything about that, right? Now there's another new feature. So what is this? Feature number 3. This is deep search in the chatbot. Okay, so now let's say you have your own website. You just want this chatbot. You can still connect to our ShopBirdy model and connect and get all kinds of cool products. Everything that you see today in this demonstration is in the model, right? It's all data that is embedded in the model, which is super cool. So let's say I want to look for a bag, and it can be what kind of bag? Shopping bag, backpack, handbag, shoulder bag, suitcase. It could be anything. Okay. This agent of the ShopBirdy, one of these birdies, will actually search bag, bags, the Thai word for bag, and there's multiple Thai words for just the word bag. You can use it in many different connotations, and it will have a different word. This thing will help you search through all the model, 10,000 products, all right, and try to find bags for you, all right? So that's just the chatbot version of it with this deep search. You have to turn deep search on, deep search, sorry, not deep search, deep search. You type deep search, and that is just a nickname for it. Actually, what this is it is like reasoning model, a little bit like a reasoning model, in that we are doing many API calls in succession, looping through them, taking the results, ranking them, in some cases rerunning the search with the top that were previously ranked. Then we accumulate all the different rankings, and then and the way you can rank, because it is a machine learning model, you have almost infinite number of characteristics or parameters on anything, which is really, really awesome. So you can rank it based on the day of the week, the time of the day, who you are. Everything can be done as a ranking system or a leaderboard of results, the most trending, the most popular, of course, but then we also have ways of what's best for me right now in this moment. So this is what's really exciting about reasoning and using also our model plus the big models like Google Gemini, OpenAI, right? These also are fully integrated into this application. So we are using multi-models, ShopBirdy AI model, OpenAI model, Gemini model. Right now, it can be all integrated. That is the product feed. Now, we have maybe seen this before. I'm not sure if I actually shared the video on this, but this is another version of deep search, but with reports. Okay, so this is deep search just in your chatbot. And you remember we just had this carousel and the chat version. Now, if I want to use a deep report, I can do that as well. In this case, I have example prompts. So if you guys remember Portfolio, we had these prompts that created these portfolios. So you would assign it a prompt, it would look through all the available tools and data, and it will try to fit the output data into your expected result. And you can train it, optimize it to get even better. So I can choose different prompts, not to create portfolios, but also to create wish list, shopping list, shopping bag, anything like that, right? So it's still the similar concept of what we know worked about Portfolio, because we had thousands and thousands and thousands and I would keep saying the word thousands and you'll get tired of me saying it, thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, I don't want to keep counting, but thousands of users and hundreds of students from Bangkok who also use these kinds of tools and are being at the forefront of adopting AI innovations. So this is also a great thing about why I have Thailand and English in here, is because people here can speak both. A lot of them can. Many of us can speak at some level. Even I can speak a little bit of Thai. But of course, not everyone speaks every language. And when you're traveling and you need some information, it would be nice that you could have a chatbot that could understand any language that you speak in. And our UI doesn't have to change. We don't have to make you select a different version of the app or something like that. We can just intelligently handle both or multilingual use cases. Okay, the deep research here actually did these tasks. This is a list of completed functions or updates on the status of functions. So it will run through it, and you can define roughly how many steps you want agents to take, and that is what they call kind of test time compute, or compute that is running and continuing to stay open or stay running until it finishes. That's the for loop. So we can run through these loops of, if we're still not satisfied with the result or we don't have the data, can we try different methods until we can actually still complete the outputs. Most deterministic software, traditional software, fails at any problem. Any single problem, the whole system would just fail. The nice thing about AI systems is they can be more adaptable, more flexible. So that is something to think about in terms of why we design things like this, where the UI, as you can see, is not much. I don't have lots of much. It's mostly these containers, really. They're just stacked containers on a page. But this is the way that AI can give us information. It's really good at giving us text. So none of these words are hard-coded in my application code. So the system, the AI just generated it on the fly. And it did its decision-making process And that's why you can keep regenerating, because it can keep trying or do it many different times. So instead of just selecting one thing for you, you can select 2, 3, or even more that you might be interested in, that meet some of your ideas. So that's important, because now this is a almost like a refinement or summary with some level of decision making, some level of recommendation on top of the results that come from the model. And the model is on top of the underlying data. The model saved all this extra data about these and made them have full profiles, pretty much, as a product can have a full profile. Information, tags, it can have, stock level, all kinds of things. Let's see if we can search the web for this. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to debug it right now, but it definitely can work and seems to be working pretty reliably. It just takes some time, because again, it's a system that is another AI model, almost doing like that agent journey that I did above, right? It's going, when I click that button, it's trying to do all these things, check, and see if it can find those products. And there's lots of products that it actually can't find yet, because maybe the brand is not well known enough, or for whatever reason. Most e-commerce websites are just keeping their data in their own website. So, we don't know the ratings of one product on one seller website versus that same product on another website. Maybe this customer will downrate the product because they have not a good experience with the website as well. You can think of it like that as another thing to consider potentially here, is that the customer satisfaction is what builds brand, and that is why high quality products it's very important that we have them. Yes, ratings and recommendations are good, but we also have to understand that sometimes those numbers are not enough to really make us feel confident, because there's so many of them that are just saying 4, 4.5, not if there's many opinions, no one is going to have 5 stars, but you don't even know how real are those stars. So what is the real kind of like, how are these products really rated? What is their quality? Because I've gone to some, not these, but I've gone to other websites, looked for fashion items, and I was shocked, because like they have these really nice Photoshop pictures and the product looks awesome from like the thumbnail, or just the preview clip, but then you actually see the real product and you're like, whoa, that's not what I expected. And that happens all the time on other websites, not on ShopBirdy, because we are trying to give you like lots of detail. We'll also show you other options that you might be interested in that have similar style. Okay, so is this the kind of bag you're talking about? This is a bag, right? There's other kinds of bags. You could say bags, and you might get like plastic bags, right? This available to buy at right now is just a placeholder. But that's what this section will do more reliably soon enough, once I can make sure that works. But on some products it should work. If they're well-known products and they're listed in lots of places, you'll be able to find them on these AI systems easier. If they're only listed in like one place, it's hard to find some things. So that's, travel accessories. Yeah, so there's other things like, let's look for these. Lots of consumer packaged goods have really wide distribution, but they don't actually sell direct to customers. So the customer, to find these products, they have to search the shelves. And sometimes you'll see different products that are really similar, and you're just like, okay, what is the actual difference? Let me compare them, almost like baseball cards. I was going to say business cards, but these are kind of like this new thing. It's like a product card. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so that's just like how the difference of a fast model-based search versus traditional database search or web search, right? I mean, they're all good, they're all useful, but I think model is really cool. The model is really, really cool. Gosh, I wish the web preview was working. Maybe I'll try to debug it. I mean, I don't want to waste people's time on that. I'll fix it. But yeah, it should work. All right, and another really cool feature is that if you have an idea for a product, you can actually just create it in this system. All right, this is like a product design tool, AI-powered product design tool, and essentially you just describe a product that you would like to see. Maybe you have an idea for a table. Maybe you want to design a candle. Maybe you want to design a bag. Okay, maybe you have a cool idea for a sticker on an iPhone case, or even like an AirPods case, right? You can just come up with ideas. So let's say like we want to just design a backpack, right? People are traveling, they want to go on hikes, they're walking around, they need to carry something. So maybe we can design a outdoor backpack. I was inspired by this design that I saw, and I wanted to have something like that. You can actually also upload an image if you have a reference. So if you have a picture of exactly what you want to add like a sticker to or something, or a new pattern or a new design or a new color, or a fabric, even a material, you can upload your own image and it will use that as a strong reference point. If it doesn't have, no problem, you can still do it. Now I'll pick a product type. So backpacks, we don't yet have I wouldn't say that ShopBirdy right now is fashion, because fashion there's a lot of like returns and it's just shipping and stuff, and I feel like it changes a lot. It's very subjective, and and there's so many different sizes and how things fit on people and body types and everything, that I just think it would add too much complexity for ShopBirdy right now. So we're going to try not to do much in fashion at the moment. But of course, this technology can support that. So I mean, you can definitely be creative, and if people like your product, well, let me show you what will happen. So I mean, what we can do. So I'm gonna just select more information. Like I want to actually say that this backpack needs to be in a certain material type. I'll leave it blank for now, but then I can ask, like, I'll have Nordic minimal or tropical or floral or polka dot or terrazzo, any of these patterns. And if these are just examples, so if you actually have your own, you can just add that to the prompt. I'm going to leave that blank for now. You can also say like how big you want it to be, the dimensions, like what do you want to store in that bag. Is this a bag for your pocket change? Is this a bag for your lunch bag? Is this a bag for carrying groceries? Is it a plastic bag? What is the actual type of bag that you're talking about? Because there's lots of bags. In Thai, I think it's like grip bao. I think it's grip bao. And that is similar to grapao, which I think is basil. So bag and basil are similar sounding phonetically. So of course, in Thailand, there's lots of different kinds of bags, just like in America. There's lots of different kinds of bags. So in most parts of the world. So you just have to, understand. Maybe you'll add a little bit more specificity, because imagine you're trying to place an order with someone, like you actually want to buy that bag. And it's like, I want a bag. It's like, okay, what kind of bag do you want? So the AI is of course always going to try its best, but anytime you can add more context, you can add more into your prompt or just be more specific, it will always help in the end result. So right now, you can add more if you really want to be creative. But the nice thing about generative AI is that they generally can come up with an interesting idea, because they're basically looking at so much of the sentences and paragraphs and text and other data on the internet, and showing what interesting patterns are. and or common patterns or whatever it may be. This is going to take a little while. If it works, it should work because it was working for a few days, and yeah, I had to integrate with the API and everything like that. It's not cheap, so it does cost, cost a little bit to actually run this to get the output. But the point is, you're also going to be able to create that in real life. Okay, you can, after you've generated your design, you'll click connect to supplier or submit to manufacturer or request more information or send product quotation, right? In this case, we'll say that we want to buy this bag. Basically, we want to order from this company this bag. Can they make this bag for us? This is what I want. Do they have it on, in their inventory already, or is this like a new thing? So I'll ask for this quotation, and then I will write in here how much that I'm willing to pay per one of these products. Okay, how many, the quantity, the number of these individual products, these products, and this is a manufacturing process. So once you define the product specification, it will normally just keep repeating that same output. So we need to specify what is the total output length that we are expecting when we want to order these bags. In this case, we're going to make sure we're sharing openly buyer and seller. So the buyer side can set their things, their prices, their availability, all those things, their lead time, and the seller, the seller and then the buyer, the supply side and the demand side. Now the demand side can also say, here's what I would like to place an order for. And if you don't know what the right prices should be, because like we have some default here, but like how much would you really like to actually pay if you were to have this bag made for you? What is the price that you should pay for that? And the AI will actually come through and help you fill that out. So it's suggesting to you, possibly you can pay $12 for this if you buy 500 and are willing to wait at least 40 days. And if you're saying, well, in this case, there's a conflict, or there's just there's a calculation that's off. So all you need to do is allow either the buyer or the seller to adjust how they would like to update these, and they can eventually come to an agreement. Okay, cool, we'll do it. We'll take this number, 500, willing to pay $12.5 US, and I would like to have that in by next month. Okay, a few days after the 1 month. So it'll be a day plus a month, essentially, or a few days plus a month. A few days to determine the price and the quotation, and then after that, we expect to also have the product delivered or possibly at least shipped by that time. Once you're in agreement, this is a purchase order form. Now you can create your order form for this product. You will add in any of your other information, like you can have your special notes as the buyer. You can say, I really want to be like this. Please have this kind of a strap, or this kind of a zipper, or this type of fabric. It has to be some kind of water resistant, right? This kind of, you add these specific details into your requirements, and then the purchase order will then be generated. In this case, it could even be just a quotation, but it's a purchase order, and then you then can create invoices from that, and it helps with the business cycle. So now we're able to create more demand and we're going to be able to get the supply side. We're going to be able to get the manufacturers to list on this, to integrate with us. Okay, we'll have a portal for the merchants as well to upload their information and set their parameters so they can start receiving orders. Okay, that's the important thing. We want to help drive more orders to your business. And on the buyer side, we want to make sure that you understand how you can source from different suppliers in different parts of the world, and you can look for what kind of quality you want, what kind of craftsmanship do you desire? What is the styles and the creativity that you're looking for? Chances are you're going to find it here, because this is arguably the most vibrant and creative part of really the world, if you think about it at this point. I mean, there's tremendous amount of creativity, so much entrepreneurship here, and you can build a lot of really high quality products. Playbasis was built in Thailand. It was 100% made in Thailand, and this is a product that can go all over the region, all over the world. So you can definitely make good products in Thailand, and you can make great products all over. The problem is that we just don't have the legacy traditional businesses yet fully online yet. So we can have some simple applications. Now AI can help us build applications, so we can create new apps for them, just as drivers on Grab or Uber or Lineman or any of the delivery platforms, they have their app as, the driver has their app and the rider has their app. And there's even the merchant app that's at the point of sale. So there are different apps, and we can help the manufacturers use this kind of software, or just send them an email with these orders, and they can just chat right back to us in email, and the system can update, and you can do it just like through your phone if you want to. So that's this, and then you can generate this purchase order, you can accept it, and you have your payment terms here, and that's cool. Now a business that was looking for, there was a company looking for business, and a customer was coming in saying, I want to spend $6,000 with you. Can you, sell me some products? And they'll say, yes, if we can, of course. And so you can add, your details into this in terms of what your shipping cost is going to be and other fees. But of course, there's always the shipping cost that has to be considered, because once I've got these products, now I have to deliver them to you. I have to get them, you're ordering a bulk order. So you have to be able to receive 500 of these, or, however many that I have that I want to, send the order for. And we have to be able to deliver that to you. And sometimes that goes through motorbike. Sometimes it goes by van. Sometimes it goes by a truck. Sometimes it goes by a train, a plane, and a ship. And each of these have their own fuel costs, or their own driving costs, loading costs, and those kinds of things. So we need everyone to be in. We need to create all these jobs using AI. And that, I think, is really the what's so exciting about this, is because now everyone is connected. They now have the digital tools, which is what was so important for the mobile cycle of internet. Was all of a sudden we had smartphones, and we could create Grab, we could create Uber, we could create Instagram, we could create TikTok. All the services that we use now was because we had that mobile wave. 10 years of all these applications for smartphones now, and we have these AI apps. So AI apps are, what I like about them is they can be web-based. So you can use them on your mobile, you can use them on your office laptop, you can use it on your desktop, and it will be responsive. So that's also good. You don't need so many applications to install or update. Okay, so if I want to send that, then someone gets this order. So who wants? So let's say, so that's this product. Okay, we can do a new one. I think we can. Yeah. Let's say, let's look at. So the thing about it is that these countries in Southeast Asia have so many warehouses and manufacturing facilities and logistics. It's unbelievable. There is so much logistics systems, and everyone understands it. Like, it's so common. Everyone has logistics, they have vendors, but a lot of it's still paper-based. And then the things that are done non-paper is usually done on the phone. So mostly like talking, chatting, that kind of thing. So tremendous amount of economic activities is happening, like, in these ways. It's not always through a system, an app, something like that. Sometimes it's very informal, or just kind of freelance, or part-time job, this kind of thing. So people are very flexible. So people are very entrepreneurial. They have many different ways that they can have different side jobs and gigs, and for like, let's say you're gonna have you're playing a rock band, for example, then you can do that on like nights and weekends, for example, or you have a cafe, maybe you sell your coffee or your cookies, those kinds of things. Lots of people do this. So many houses in Thailand, in Southeast Asia, the houses are shop houses. They're shop houses. So everything is a shop and a house. So that's kind of why we have a lot of housing in this example. But of course, we have to possibly do some renovations following the earthquake. Let's see. Okay, so I want to. Oh, the other idea is that, like, so many restaurants, once you do have your own restaurant, what makes it unique? What makes it interesting? Sometimes you might have your own kind of design plates and bowls and pots or silverware, right? That's kind of what makes it look so fancy or so elegant when you have amazing food on great dishes. So let's try to design something. If I'm a really creative person, I can go in there and add more details. But let's see what this would look like. So we're going to design a ceramic plate. Ceramic plate, these are, again, when you go to the store, you can buy just one, right? You can just buy one plate. But if you actually want to order, if you want your store to have those plates, you have to buy them from somewhere, and that company has to make them. So, and then there's all different kinds of plates, and then when they make them, they have to make them, it's an automated, it's kind of a manufactural process. So once again, you define that initial original specification, then you just repeat that process. Plate, you just pump them out, right? Okay, so that's using AI, just generated this design, all right? This is not necessarily a product that exists today. There may be products that you can find that look like this, but you can actually be really creative and generate your own product design. And the manufacturers are, always want to know what the latest designs are, because they have to adjust their, the way their, industrial system, the way their production system works to make sure they have the right tools, the right techniques to design the fabrics, those kinds of things, right? The materials, all those building blocks that actually make the product. What is, how do they do that process? So, but once they understand their process, they can give you, they can be very open to your idea. If you want to design something, if you send them the order, if you didn't send the order yet, just put it in here. So how many would you pay for if you let's say a set? Okay, so now we're getting into the tricky part, because when we add lots of detail to our order, we need to specify, do we want this plate, the bowl, all of them? And then how many? Or do I want like more bowls or more plates, or the whole set just repeated, right? But let's ask AI in this case, can you please help? Can you just give me some ideas or suggest something? Because the idea is that AI should give you good ideas. Okay, so the AI here generated this kind of, this is a whole bunch of plates, the 1,000 orders, okay, pieces, and they are a set of 4 dinner plates in this case. 4 dinner plates. So we can say like a bowl is considered a dinner plate or not, but basically the materials and the process is pretty well understood. Now we just need to specify our quantities of what we mean when we say the set. In this case, we can add more details here. But let's say we just get sets, whatever they are: 3 bowls, 1 plate, 4 bowls, 2 bowls, 2 plates, whatever that may be. That's flexible, so no, that doesn't change anything here materially. We just need to agree on just what is the the pricing that both sides are willing to accept or feel is a good deal, win-win situation. Now, in this case, now let's say I am working at Target, or I am part of, supplying those products on the Walmart store or any of those other stores. And maybe you have your own stores, but you want you want more sales, you can use this platform and you can generate more ideas. And then if you're the manufacturer, you can create your own menus or your own portfolios, updated your portfolios, and show what you can build. Okay, what can you build? What do you have on offer? What are your products? And then we have to give your products discoverability for the model to understand what your product is and to give it a profile. So we want to understand your process a little bit and what your products are. Once we can do that, we can modify these systems to understand more about what your local price is, what your international price is, that kind of thing. So once you work with our system, you'll be able to set all of that. Okay, so Lam Chabang is near Pattaya, Thailand, eastern seaboard of Thailand. And it is a special zone because it's where the deep water port is, I believe. And that's where the big ships that come in. And Thailand has good port infrastructure and has plenty of the oil that these big boats need. And it has a relatively calm Gulf of Thailand. And so, that is a huge asset when it comes to shipping, because now you have just a really, this Gulf that you can dock with and you can depart from. And just that looks amazing, right? So let's see, make sure that this is, so the date here would be like today, and then we said 30 days, so that looks right. So again, all of this was generated using AI, right? The data and everything else like that, making sure everything is formatted correctly. Once we agree, you can send that as an order. That's the product designer. All right. So that's the demo for now. I'm trying to think, did I forget anything else? Not much. I wouldn't say I think that's pretty much it. We did the deep search, and then yeah, you could even do like a suitcase, for example. Search for suitcases. Oh yeah, the web search. I have to make sure that works. But you'll come here for the experience. So the idea is hopefully you'll come here and you'll like it as your way of browsing the world of shopping, like finding things. One thing is sometimes you have to be patient because the server will hibernate when it's not, running at peak time or just needs to be working. So, if you give it just a few moments, it will wake up. In this case, it is appears to be offline right now, but it's actually not. It just needs to reboot essentially, and then it gets available again. Let's say we want to search for kitchen utensils, and you can search in Thai and English, both language, any language really, but this is mostly focused on Thai products. I believe most of them, if not all of them, are Thai products. Just wait a minute. It should come back. Internet seems to be working. You do need internet enabled for this to work, of course. You can't download it just yet. Look at this travel suitcase. You can find all of them. Pricing here is just a solid estimate based on prices we see on the internet. But if you wanted to get maybe a updated price, see where can you actually buy this product. If we could get this working, that'd be great. And once that's reliable, we'll be able to do lots of awesome things with this. We can help you find great deals. We can get you updated prices. Now this search says that it found the product here selling at this price, which is actually higher than we've been listing. So we just want to make sure that that's the actual product that we were looking for, but let's check. Yeah, it doesn't exist right now. No worries. But yeah, that's just a pricing example of what things possibly were previously priced at or what we had seen on the internet at some point. And then we're using the web version to update our model with possibly new data if we find it. Yeah, that seems a little bit too high. I don't think that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's this kind of product, right? So if I wanted to buy that, I could. So then I'll go into here, and as I said, we can create vibes with these shopping list ideas, right? So we can take this product, looks cool, I want to have that. Let's say I want to search something else for travel. Yeah, maybe a lock, you know, a suitcase lock, that kind of thing. So you can look for that. Let's see if this is a product listed online. I mean, there's millions of products, right? But not all of them have a product page, right? Or a profile. That's the thing we want to make more reliable, is we want to make sure that all these products are more discoverable online, right? Because so much of the new SEO is like AI discoverability. So can the AI find it for me? And you want to make sure that the AI understands how you know how to interact with your product. If it wants to buy it, if it wants to create an order to create a new product, we need to understand a little bit more about how they how they get discovered and integrated with this AI, this awesome AI, which is so cool. Yeah, so like, let's say I just want to find, do I have any candles? Let me check. Not sure. Maybe not. I don't see any candles. Let's look for scent. Maybe there's like scented candles. Not scented candles, but they do have these air fresheners. Let's look for these. Oasis, Japan quality. Oh, okay. So these are Japan style. That's cool. Yeah, so if you're like, okay, this is a interesting product, but now you have different flavors, different options. So you're like, oh, which one should I choose? So you go here, then you look this one, then you look at this one, and then you search the web. If you can find it. This is the big if. It's just, do we have a updated index of these products in our inventory? We need to make sure we update the index with these products. Okay, let's check cleaning supplies again. Everyone needs these. We need to clean up a little bit. So, oh, what is that? Cleaning cloth, cleaning sprays. Cool. Now you can see this is a multi-purpose. This is a kitchen cleaner. This is a window cleaner. This is a antibacterial. This is a spray cleaner, probably great for pets. This is probably has some air fresheners and cleaning sprays. Yeah, air fresheners, cleaning sprays, a little bit different, but they're generally in the same category, I guess you could say. Different use cases. Excuse me, different use cases. But yeah, I mean, this is like would be a common product. I want to find a cleaning spray. Like, what are they? Multi-purpose, just cleaning tool. Product. See if we can find it using our web search tool. Yeah, some of my products, they're not the name brands, but they're widely distributed. I mean, they're known and you can buy them for sure. But they're not like, I don't right now have Nike on my platform. I don't have Gucci. I don't have Prada. I don't have all the big brands yet on this H&M, Zara. I don't have them on here yet. But you can search the web now, and if you design a product that you created and then you want to search for something like that, or find if anything exists that looks like that, that would be possible too. Some websites, they will help you look for alternate product that looks just like that. Let's say you like a table and you're like, I like this table, where else can I buy it? Or like, help me do some price comparison. That would, ShopBirdy has already shown you that you'll be able to do that, right? Okay, let's look at this cleaning spray. 150 baht. This is about probably like $5, maybe. Yeah, $4 or $5. These are all at different prices, but they're mostly within. So macro is the highest price. Okay, so maybe they're selling you in bulk. No, okay, you're getting 12 pieces, I think. Yeah. You can see, yeah, it is kind of more of a bulk order, which is good because the more you buy, most of the times, the more you save. If you were to buy 12, yeah, I think yeah, it's a discount. So get this one. All right, yep, there it is. I can buy it from Home Pro. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. That looks like it. And the price seems to be 140 each. Good price. Yeah, I mean, there's a few reviews, and at this year, for that product, you could definitely, you could ask ShopBirdy about this as well. It's like this, you can just go here, check it. Boom, it's telling me all the information, how it works, what I can do with it. Is this, let's say, safe for glass or steel? Let's just ask. Yes, it is. So, I mean, most of the time, that's a question that you're like, oh, does the AI answer it correct? But it's like, also, did that get listed on the brand page? I mean, on the product itself, or is that listed on a website? Because if it's listed on a website, but it doesn't say all this on the product itself, it'd be hard, right? Because, unless you're buying it online. If you're buying it online, then yeah, you have your information here. You can see it all and the ratings and everything else like that. But when you're at the store, you don't have much information. All you do is you see this product on the store shelf, and then you might want to, you might want to just like, you're on your phone or something like that, and you're looking at your you like this product, and you want to ask a question about it, you just hit AI and it will answer that for you. No worries. All right, so that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I think this is starting to really look really fun and awesome. Deep search, chatbot integrated with deep search. We have algorithmic feed. We can just sit back and scroll and just like suggest me cool things. And if you want to, you can personalize your ShopBirdy will personalize for you. So if you wanted to know that you're in Bangkok or you're in Thailand or you're in California or you're in the US, wherever you are, because this is supposed to work for products you can find in both countries, right? This is going to be products where you can be in the US, you want to buy from Thailand, you can come on ShopBirdy. You are in Thailand, you want to shop, you can definitely come to ShopBirdy, and we will, help you find the best products, best prices, all the information, give you vibe, shopping vibe. Hopefully we'll get some kind of system to reward our top users, but this will be first available to our subscribers on YouTube. So you want to join with all these ShopBirdies, you will need to, if you want really early access, we'll give you a chance, but you have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Once you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I'm serious about that, you have to actually click the subscribe button, because I'm going to make it possible for you to log right in and connect into ShopBirdy with special features if you're subscribed to me on YouTube. All right? That's got to be worth something. I'm getting an error, failed to generate an image, but didn't actually, still got it. Cool. Shopping vibe. You're ready to travel. You want to see the world. You're there to just be you're on holiday. You can use this as your vibe. Download it, post it on your online. You make it into a video, make it into a mood board. You can have fun with your vibes, generating your vibes. And of course, you want to make your own products, you can do that here as well. I'm trying to think, like, what are some let's see if you could do like PVC pipes for a pool. Let's look for that. PVC pipes for a pool, right? It's actually not a home category that much, but it's definitely like with property management, you have to take care of your pipes, your pools, and everything like that. So I think it should be able to figure that out. Let's try. So that's with we'll just try with AI. We'll just give it a try. We are generating right now on the fly an image of PVC pipes for a pool. It's not that you want the customer to generate your exact image, like one for one, but it may be something that you're like, do you have something like this? Like sometimes you go to a store and you want to ask them if they have a certain product in stock, and you just don't like have the words for it, or you don't really know what it's called in a different language. If you had that picture, if you had that image, you could say, can I buy something like this? And then the shopkeeper or the assistant will look at it and say, yeah, I have that. I can sell you that. This, and so that's cool. That's a cool image right there. So you get PVC pipes, right? You can make these, I don't know what they're made of. Yeah, PVC, probably some kind of, specialized material. So then you want to order that, all right? So this is, let's say I'm gonna repair my pool, or I'm doing some, building a new condo. I need to supply some, I need some supply of that. Let's look at Precision Makers, and we'll ask them if they'll accept our quote, our idea. So they'll generate that. So AI will help me fill that out. In the beginning, it will give you a rough idea, but then it will adjust it and adapt it even more specifically if you run this AI system. So now it's saying, all right, I'm gonna send an order, if I can, for 25,000 of these units. Standard 3-meter length pipe, example, 1.5 or 2-inch schedule, 4080, right? So you're using kind of ISO terms. You have your compliance. You're using parts terms that are standard, sizing that's standard, and the manufacturing process is set up to do that, right? So sometimes you want to buy something that's like, I need this to plug and play. I just need that product, and it has to work to these specifications. And then the AI will help to make sure that maps with yours. So if you're on this side, you're either on the demand side or the supply side, you can of course set your own, purchase terms here, or selling terms, and then that will make sure that works. So they'll say, no worries, yeah, I can take out, it might take me 45 days instead of the normal 30, but yeah, I'll do that. And then you'll say, cool, I'm just setting an order for $41,000 US. That's like over 1 million baht, right? So, most companies would love to have an order for 1 million baht. If you're million baht orders are always awesome, right? So, that's about, I would say that's probably about like 1.5 million Thai baht, I think, roughly. So yeah, I'm gonna pay you 1 million, right, for your products. Of course, that sounds cool. So you send the purchase order through that. That's awesome. So yeah, we're helping the supply side also on this, right? If most of the time when I see the really big like companies that have succeeded with building their digital ecosystem, it's because and somehow they're helping people get money. They're helping them, run a business. They're connecting supply and demand. They're marketplaces. They're helping with financial services. They're helping just basically people get paid, do work, that kind of thing, open them to opportunities. So we want to make sure that we're doing that as well. So when the manufacturers sign up on this, the industrial players, right, the people that make real products, that have real materials, the raw materials, and then the designers connect and they say, let's make cool products like this. We'll look at your materials, you'll look at our designs, we'll either use your materials or you'll look at our designs to make new materials. Then the customer on the way on the other side is ready to buy from you about if the designer makes that product, and the designer can make that product if the manufacturer can supply that product. Okay, this is a simple thing. So it's simplified. It's still complex, but we're trying to make it easy. Okay, easier. Any language. You said that you want like basic food store best food storage containers and solutions. Why not? Let's say you're a restaurant. You're a restaurant and you get lots of orders. Uber Eats, Grab the food, all these food delivery platforms, you might have a lot of to-go materials. Like, I'll take that to go. I'll take, are you eating it here, or are you going to take it to go, right? Are you eating it in the restaurant, or will you take it to go? And so much of the orders now, the big percentage of them, online orders, are going to be shipped in to-go containers. And so, you'll want to update your new products accordingly. Sometimes, though, you also have maybe food courts or schools or other places that people organize, and you'll share meals. And then you might want to have some nice plates, nice bowls, and those kinds of things. Other times you want to take food to go, but to keep in your home and to keep warm, or to take to a catering event or whatever it may be. You can find those kinds of products here in Thailand. So this, look, I think it's like a set of plastic containers. I mean, it's gonna last you some number of it's reusable up to some level. And yeah, it's designed for storing certain kinds of foods. Yeah, and so it's something that everyone needs. I mean, and it's made in Thailand. So we just have to make it discoverable. Right now, people don't. I mean, I don't know if people know how to buy this product. If they're looking on the other, I mean, let's say they're in America, they want to buy this product. I don't know if they have, the way to discover them, because they haven't listed their I mean, we need to make sure that they have their data set up for the AIs, and also if they are the manufacturer of those plastic boxes, those containers, can people design their own? Is that possible? If I have customers that want to make a custom version of that, and they're willing to pay a certain price or whatever, you have the base price. But can we customize it possibly as well? Let's see. Some more prompts here. And these prompts, I can click them one by one, or maybe I can just auto load them as you go. How about this set of prompts? And I'll show you stuff that looks like this, and this, in this order, right? So it's like you're making a loop or a string of ideas, and it's auto scrolling for you. Let's say back to school essentials. What do we have for that? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so you'll want to take your lunch to school, that kind of thing. Have some water, that kind of thing. Maybe you have to start cleaning the bathrooms a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, cool. Yep. Smart home devices, I don't really have much right now. I don't have a lot of electronics listed on this. If you're still listening at this point, I might as well just share with you some of my internal dashboards that I'm building for building out the future of the platform, and why I'm thinking that this is a really interesting idea. Essentially, what e-commerce has become, it's gone from being just 4% of total sales in Thailand, for example. So this is a very small part when we started at Play Basis at 2015, to now it's up to 23% in 2024, right? So about 1 in 4 purchases made in Thailand online is on online platforms, and those platforms are like Shopee, Lazada, TikTok Shop, Central, Temu, and Shein, and others. And that's also the same for the US, because the US is actually massive when it comes to online shopping. It's just huge. Most of that is Amazon, but if you look at this data, you'll see that Walmart is very big. Apple is actually huge in e-commerce, because people buy their MacBooks and things online. They haven't yet shown their AI for those products. So be curious to understand how Apple plans to list its its products within these AI shopping tools, if not within their own website agentically or with AI. But then the other big ones that have grown very rapidly in recent times is Temu and Shein. Temu and Shein are very, very popular, and why wouldn't they be? I mean, but the other thing is TikTok Shop is also just as big. So essentially, it's Shein, TikTok Shop, and Temu's, their share back in 2015 was probably nowhere near where it is today. They've just are absolutely. I mean, in the last 10 years or so, 9 years, 10 years, they've really had really rapid growth around the whole world. And it's a demographic shift. This is how the new consumers are interested in buying products. The big problem with e-commerce in general, mostly, as I see it, is that the it's not it's the quality of the listings. I think that's the most important thing. You can have lots of listings, you can just throw up listings, you can have tons of crappy products on your website if you wanted to, but I don't really want to. I want ShopBirdy to have like almost always cool products, real good products that you want to buy, not something that you buy a mirror and you buy it for like $2 on these websites. I mean, on these shopping apps, you get the mirror and it costs another $2 to ship. So you spent $2 or $3 for this mirror, and then you get the mirror and it looks great in the picture. It looks I mean, it's photoshopped, but it looks great. They always put it with plants. They decorate and design it. It looks so cool. Then you get it and you're like, what? That's it? This is the thing? It's a piece of plastic. I mean, it's a piece of like basically like flimsy material, but like the edges are rough, and you even in the description it says you might want to sand down the edges. I mean, they're just giving you this scrap metal for a few dollars, and people are buying them based on these images. And the images are, I mean, the quality of the product listing, I don't think is really totally verified all the time. So if you look at just Thailand, TikTok is now starting to become probably their users' favorite way of shopping, one of their favorite ways of shopping. So this is Shein right now in Thailand, and this is Temu, and this is Shopee, and this is TikTok Shop. This is Lazada. This is Central. JD Central, I think, is not operating anymore. Oh, ShopBirdy, yeah, maybe ShopBirdy can have this, just a piece of the pie first, man. Maybe we can just, we have a small curated catalog. We're a little bit a little bit more AI and agentic, and more maybe trying to. I would say the thing is, like, America is this huge economy. I mean, the people there love to buy anything awesome. They'll spend any amount of money as long as it's the best. People will just buy. They want the best. That's it. That's just, and they're willing to. That's why they're willing to spend the most, because they just want the best things they can get. But of course, they also like deals. They like getting products that are like really, I wouldn't just even say affordable, but just like, because again, they're willing to pay for it, so it is affordable. They can afford it. It's just whether they really want to pay it. Do they think it's overpriced, or whatever the actual reason is? But they're willing to spend for the best. I mean, so the U.S. market is this massive economy, and Thai products, we can put these Thai products on the stage for Americans to find them and discover them. At the same time, if you're in Thailand, you can search these products as well to find where you can buy it here, if there's any new prices and other things like that. So I won't go too far into all of that information, because that's just like boring investor talk. But let's jump back into the app. So we looked at some of these products and we said, well, none of these that we have are really that name brand product, but they might be like everyday essentials, like baskets and bins and racks and utensils, right? Like, talking about like the food scenario again, right? You might want to have a restaurant, your restaurant, or your whatever it is, a clinic, you have a hospital, you have a hotel, you have a hotel lobby area, whatever it may be. You might want to look for these products on ShopBirdy, help you find these cool product ideas. You could, if they have it available to buy online, you could, but the focus is the product. We want to focus on the product. Okay, products can be sold lots of different channels, but the product is like the thing that I want to know more about. So right now, ShopBirdy is the person who who kind of like you see in this avatar icon, but ideally we want this to be the brand's icon. this the company that makes this can have an icon. They're like, oh, I don't have an icon. You can have an icon. You just have to describe it in the product designer tool. So you just make what you want. But right now I'm just focusing this thing on home and living spaces, because everyone is a consumer, everyone has a home, we all live, so everyone can use this product essentially. Okay, let's look at this minimalist acacia wood coffee table with hidden storage. It's a coffee table, right? In some places you have a small table that you put your drinks on, for example. So sometimes it might be between different chairs, or maybe it might be at a sofa, or any configuration. You can ask it to create that for you. But if you don't want to add those details, those creative details, we can let it try to do what it, for example, if you wanted to add this table to your background image, you could upload your background image here. And then it could be a table. You're making a creative advertisement, so maybe you want to have an image of the table with like a waterfall in the background, let's say, for example. And then in this case, we're going to choose the wood type that we want, and it's a minimalist, so we won't put a pattern. Color, it's wood, so I don't really know what the color is, but I don't think we want to paint the wood actually. So let's just look at the wood color. Color might be already really cool. Let's look. All right, let's generate this. It's just so fun, and that's why I want to let the YouTube subscribers get access to this first. And we'll build the profile button here, and what I'm going to give you in place of these points for now, basically with AI features. Okay, so you'll be able to just use this image generation, do your thing, and then if you share it and people like it and it inspires people, you could get more awesome things happen, and then you could submit this. Let's say I'm like, I love this. It's a minimalist acacia wood coffee table with hidden storage. So that means that this drawer here, you'd pull that out, and then you could put in your remote controls, your cables. You could store stuff in that as well. But the idea is that this coffee table, so it's not a dining table, it's not a, it's not a bench. You probably shouldn't sit on this, right? The way it's constructed, the materials. But it's probably really beautiful in real life. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to buy something like this. Can I just buy this? I'm ready to buy this thing. Go here, select. And ShopBirdy is eventually just, once it has your profile, just make that all into one click. I mean, that's minimum order 100, sure. Okay, but that's the default. Maybe that's just the one-shotted one or the zero-shotted one. Maybe you want to one-shot it. You could update it. Yeah, so probably want to do that agentically. So I'll just run through all of that, and then you'll just make sure that these things works for me. Cool. I'll sell something for more if you want to buy, if you want to spend more, no worries. But maybe you really want the quality and you really want to get that shipped product, and you just really want it, and the season's coming up and you're just like, I gotta have that product. I mean, like, I'm willing to, I need the best product. All right, once you have that, so you go, here you go, 64,000. Who wants to take this? Right? Who wants to accept this purchase order? I mean, yeah, sorry about that. I'm not trying to oversimplify the process of business. I mean, that's not the intention here. So, I mean, yeah, you might need to discuss and make sure, okay, can I really get that? I'm putting in a big order here, this kind of thing. So that of course will happen. But like, let's start now. Like, now we're ready to start, right? We are ready to start. We can see the tools. We've got the technology. Just ready for you to come in here and essentially set yourself up and become that supplier, or if you're the buyer, right? Let's say you have a design, a new designer hotel, and you need some cool stuff, and it's got to look super good on Instagram, social media. It can't look like anything else out there. come in here into AI, start describing it, start customizing it, start making it unique, making it yours. Then we send that idea and this project kind of plan, and then we have the team that's ready to build that for you and send it to you, right? Or ship it to you, whatever process in the whole logistics. And we just send these back and forth and do a lot of big business. That's cool. All right, guys, this is enough. I'm sorry, this is a very, very long video. I've been just cracking at this thing, trying to get this going. And there's just an enormous amount of work, but I'm just consistently impressed by how how the AI, the state of the art, is advancing. And there's always something to do, always something to improve, always something to be optimized. Just think about it. I mean, computer code in general can almost always be optimized, made more efficient, work better for people, be more adaptive. Remember, the idea between deterministic software, where it just has a failure, it cannot get past that condition, it causes that failure, and it just crashes, right? As someone who's been deeply into quality assurance for most of my life, I understand the importance of thoroughly ensuring that you are going to be satisfied and that your best interests are being taken care of. And yeah, look, this is not a sales pitch. This is just for my YouTube viewers. This channel is just for fun. That's why I want to give you guys access first. You are a subscriber to my channel, you're going to be the first users. Some of the first users will be the subscribers on my YouTube channel. So let's click subscribe and you'll be able to join. Okay, that's all for now, guys. Thank you. Bye.